Okay, so here we are. We're going to run you through the correct way to set up the ladder that comes with your Camp King Industries, either rooftop tent or Outback series. So when you pull it out of the bag, it will have a Velcro strap that holds all the units together. You undo the strap itself, and a key thing here is to not open it from the top. We want you to put your foot on the base and click the bottom rungs up. Always wanting the bottom rungs to be locked in position over the top rungs to be locked into position, because we want that transfer of weight going down to the ground and not being hung up on the bracket. For the top one, open it up into the full position. When you get to your vehicle and how far away or what angle you wish to have or need to have your ladder on to the bracket, you put your feet to the base of the ladder itself. You extend your arms out to a full extension, and that there would be a correct position for that ladder. The rungs that are stuck together are at the top, so there's no pressure that's going to be put on the bracket, and when I climb the ladder, all of my weight is pushing down towards the ground, holding it into position. So now you've set up your ladder correctly, the next thing you need to make sure you're doing in the right manner is setting up your poles. Now we have designed the unit to use these poles in this manner, and if you follow this as the way that you set up your poles in the future, you'll have no problems at all. So in your pack you have 2 of these upright poles. These go into the bird peak on the end of the tent, and they can only be put on in the vertical position, not on any diagonal position. So I do left hand first, so left hand pole in, the spigot of the pole goes through the little eyelet on the canvas, and then we extend the pole up to its full extension and lock it into place. The second upright, clip into the bird peak through the spigot. Now when we open this one up, go to full extension and come back about a couple of inches, and I'll show you the reason why with the crossover pole. So then you also have 2 crossover poles. One has a C clamp that goes onto the pole, and one has a flat end that goes up into the corner of the reinforced canvas. So up with the flat end, extend your arms out, and for the first one, just clip it onto the pole and lock it into position. Now the second crossover pole, flat piece goes into the corner, and the C-clamp part of that pole goes onto the spigot of the upright pole. Then from here, you extend the upright to its full extension, tighten everything up, and you'll know straight away if you've got this done correctly, because on the side of the canvas, you'll have a nice taut canvas. So you've done your ladder in the correct procedure, you've done your tent poles set up correctly. The next thing to do is to pull all of the contents out of the tent when it arrives. That will be any of your accessories and include your mattress. What you've got to do next is actually season this canvas. Okay, so when the canvas is actually made and sent to the canvas manufacturer who does the tent component for us, it is unseasoned canvas, and what that means is if you are exposed to rain or storm conditions, you are going to get leaks through the canvas itself. Now, how do you season canvas? Well, it hasn't changed. Canvas manufacturer has not changed. So the best way to go about it is open up your tent fully, close all of the sides and this front door, make sure you remove everything out of the tent, including your mattress, and soak the canvas from the outside. What you want to do then is let that canvas completely dry, as in not one bit of moisture left in the canvas. What to do though is after the first time you've seasoned is get inside. Some leaking may happen through the actual stitching of the canvas, so where the needle is going, and you've got to repeat that seasoning process another 2 times minimum. What will happen then is the threads will expand and contract and expand and contract, and they will fill those little holes that has been caused by the manufacturer. After that, give it one more test to make sure that there's no leaks coming through any of the stitches or the seals at all, and then you are good to go camping. So what happens when you have seasoned your canvas correctly and you've gone to open your tent and you've found either moisture or mold inside of the tent? Now, our Camp King Industries rooftop tent is a fully pressurized sealed unit. What that means is when you close your tent, if there is any moisture inside of the tent itself, it is going to hold that moisture and start to create mold. Now, tips to get around this is to frequently open your tent. Now that may be 1 to 2 weeks. Just open the tent for an hour or so, let it fully air and dry out, and then close it back up again. If you intend on leaving your tent closed for a lengthy period of time, please remove your mattress out of that tent. It is an absorbent material and will pick up any of that moisture and create mold. One of the other things that you have to consider is we live in a very humid country, and you have a transfer of heat between the exterior of the tent to the interior of the tent, and that is called sweating. And what will happen there is the material on the inside, so the aluminium material on the inside will sweat, it will start to create moisture, and if left unopened, it will start to create mold. Now, how to compensate this? You can purchase small moisture absorber packs that you can leave inside of your tent. You can open your tent regularly. That's the best way to do it. If you do see any mold, clean it down, open it up and air it out. But the main thing is that this tent has been designed and made for frequent use. If you are not going to use it for a lengthy period of time, please remember to take your mattress out, put some moisture absorbers on the inside, and you shouldn't have any problems. Some essential maintenance that you need to be aware of with your Camp King Industries rooftop tent is making sure that your latches and your seals are still performing how they were when they left our factory. So good ways to check this is if you are opening the tent, for instance, and you don't have a release of pressure from the inside of the tent, then your latch here needs to be adjusted to tighten correctly. When you close each of the latches, you want to compress that seal against the base of the tent. If it's not doing that and you can't figure out why or what's happening, please give us a call at the office. We'll help you out and walk you through the different steps. The other thing to keep an eye on when you are opening and closing your tent is your seals themselves. So your seals need to be dirty and wet on the outside and on the underneath. If they are dirty and wet on the outside and the underneath, that's them doing their job. Don't be stressed about that. So by keeping an eye on these type of things, you are going to prolong the longevity of your product. But if you've got any questions about ways to maintain your tent in any way, please give us a call at the office.